Well, Charles, do you think you need a translator for this press conference after that
Você
one?
acha que vai precisar de tradutor ainda?
Yeah. My English is little.
Thank you, Charles.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the victory. Another first-round stoppage. You're actually the first fighter to reach 20 finishes in the UFC. I'm curious if you were aware of that and what that record means to you.
Grateful, thank you, thankful to God for all the opportunity that I've had. Just so grateful to be here. I've said this all along that I only need a round, and I said to many people, when my hand gets in, good things happen, and it does happen.
It was an exciting fight as long as it lasted. He was on top of you for quite a bit before you got up and finished him. Did the fight play out as you expected, and did Beneil surprise you with anything?
Obviously, it's not because of a fight was that quick that is not exciting. I actually miscalculated that fall and ended up falling under him. But that's what I do. I get up and I said, I'm going to keep pushing forward. I told people that this is exactly what happened. God bless me. And I just kept getting at him.
Dana White was just in here, and we asked him about, you and Islam again. He said that's a fight that he would like to see again, but he has to get with his team Tuesday. But to him, that fight makes sense. So is that the fight you're going to be pushing for immediately now?
Look, who's got the belt? He's got the belt, and I want to be a champion, so I have to go through him. Of course, I want to fight him. But right now, I don't want to worry about it. I want to go back to my family, go back home, relax a little bit, and let my team decide that.
You jumped up on the octagon cage at the very end before you left, and you were openly crying with your hands on your face. What was going through your mind in that moment?
This is a movie that went through my head. I know that a majority of my losses have been here. So for me to actually be here and have a standing ovation, everybody was just standing and applauding me and cheering. So it was just an amazing feeling. I usually try to keep my composure, just keep going and focus on the fight. But I let my emotions get me because it was so amazing. It felt like I was in the community. It felt like I was actually back at home. As a Brazilian, it felt like I was not miles and miles away from home. And afterwards, when to win here after so many losses, and even with the losses, and them they were applauding me all, even with that in my back, what happened before, right, in retrospect, for them to still applaud me like that, and afterwards, I just let it go. It's something that I'm never gonna forget in my whole life.
Final one for me, I have to ask your reaction to Amanda retiring. Obviously, she was a great Brazilian champion, and both belts. Now she's vacated and she's no longer competing. What are your thoughts on her career and what you saw in there?
Someone that's going to be missed in MMA. Obviously, the fight itself, you saw what happened. She broke a record in significant strikes, so she came to play a double champion. Someone that represents Brazil, represents MMA, and she just decided right now, just like she decided to continue to fight and be a champion, she decided this was the time to go, and may God bless her in whatever comes next for her. She represents just not the people of Brazil, but in a global audience, and just very happy for her for everything that happened. And if it's good for her, and if it's all settled down for her, and this is it for her, it's settled for the Brazilian people. 2 vacant titles, and we're going to go after them.
Charles, over here. There was a stat going into tonight about how you had never won in Canada. You get the win here tonight. What does that mean to you to break that streak, or does that not mean anything to you? Everything is phases, everything is moments, everything is stages in your life, and that was a different moment of my life. Things change as these phases change. Think go back to losses that I've had. It was cold every time I came. It wasn't cold this time. I didn't have blonde hair. Not that it's blonde, it's like silver, but my hair was different too. I didn't have the family issue with the box with Diego Lima. Now I do. Everything is phases, everything is stages, everything is just different steps in your life. It's a new Charles, and it's a new person. Did you know that George St. Pierre was cage side watching your fight? Obviously, a big fan of what he's done. One of the greatest MMA fighters ever. Someone that went through. He actually lost with Doug Face, and then came back for a title. He's done that before, so he's been one of the greatest. And I did not know that the man was there. If I had known the man was there, I would have said hi, because I'm a great fan of him. And just last one from me. The focus is on that rematch with Islam Makhachev. I know you didn't want to talk about it pre-fight, but now that that's what's next, what would you do differently in the rematch? Nothing. I wouldn't do nothing. I would just simply beat Charles. That would be it.
Why did you start learning English?
Por que você começou a aprender inglês? Well, you don't need me for that one. I gotta learn. Slowly but surely, you gotta learn. It's difficult because there's a lot of steps to do that, but it's so important to actually connect with people, to be able to just kind of go navigate through life. And I'm so close to my fans, so it would be bringing them even closer. I'm always using Google Translate, or I'm talking to the team. Kind of says, "Oh, this is incorrect." Listen, it slowly but surely, but I'm learning.
Who taught you the phrase "Show me the money"?
E quem foi que te ensinou "Show me the money"?
A equipe, né? Show me the money, brother. Let's go.
The team, man.
Charles? There was a great moment on the Embedded series where you shared that your parents were on a fast while you were weight cutting. Is that something that your parents do for each and every weight cut?
They always do that. It's always it's something they've been doing, and it's so cool to actually have that happen, and it's so important for them to be close to me. We go closer to each other because of that fast. But for every fast, every fight, they've actually done that in their own way. But they get into the same timing for the fights, and it brings us closer. Before the fight today, we spoke to my dad, and he was saying that don't be nervous, be calm. It's like the most nervous moment. It's the weight cut. We passed that. I'm calm. I'm going to go there. I'm going to shine. That's what I'm going to do.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy your meal with your parents when you get back to Brazil.
Muito obrigado e espero que você aproveite a primeira refeição com seus pais quando você voltar ao Brasil.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.